because it's going to be done really well. On the Matica front though, Matica for me, like I already, I had to take some risk off the table and make sure that I'm never gonna lose my investment. I did that a while back. I still have a crap load of shares of Matica, like life-changing money in there, and that's why I'm stressing this to you guys, because I have two investments. I got my Matica, I got my GGI. For me, you guys have your own circumstances. I'm just going to talk about mine. It's Matica for me. Okay, it's getting to that point for myself where my other investment and people that are familiar with GGI, like GGI is either at or very close to what I believe will be the lows of 2018. Okay, so for my GGI investment, I don't believe that we're going to go much lower than we are now, and I think like ridiculous amount of upside. If I can't even fucking describe it because people will just think I'm a pumper. But do your due diligence. It's that type of play. So, I've made this enormous amount of gains from Matica, right? That's the situation that I'm dealt with, right? It's like, how much is left in the bag for Matica? I know these guys want to get bought out because they've always said they're not cannabis people, right? So we know that's what they're going for. If you look at their market cap, where they're at now, where the market is, I believe they can, I can believe that they can go and do things that they've talked about that they haven't done yet, that, you know what I mean? What's left in the tank here? Are we talking a 2, 3, 4 bagger? Now, I know that's still ridiculous gains, and I believe that is quite possible for Matica, but my other investment honestly, it has a lot more potential than that at this point. So my Matica investment is starting to mature. And, I've got some decisions to make. So it's possible that in time, in short-term time, like I might be trimming Matica and putting it into my other investment, right? Because of the stuff that I just talked about. Sorry about that. I believe the pressure is on these guys. They have to deliver. Nobody can come to a Facebook Live. No one can go on any social media site and start making up fucking fibs for what these guys need to do. It's very obvious. There's been some LOIs that haven't panned through or are still pending. Who knows? But if you look where the market is now, it's definitely getting harder and harder, to justify their valuation. Now, so it's sort of, I believe for Matica, for those guys, it's kind of like it was when like the first month or two that I went down there and talked and met these guys, because they had already made a news release, right? That this is what got the hype going for them. It was that they're gonna come out, they're gonna get into an LOI and grab a late stage applicant, and then the market was pressing into their stock and nothing was happening, and they had to do something. They've did their LOI, right? They've got Royal Max. They're built out their facility. Everybody knows we're just waiting on that cultivation license. It's got to be coming up close here. But look at the market cap. It's already priced in. It's fucking obvious. I'm not going to sit here and fucking make up, numbers. Like, do your math in the sector. So it's not about Royal Max. It's not about Royal Max. It's about what they're going to do after Royal Max, in my opinion. And, we don't know what's going on with Windsor here. What's next? So these guys have to deliver. They have to deliver, and it has to happen ASAP. If they want to go to a buyout, do they have the contacts to make that happen? Who are they gonna? How is this all gonna unfold? These things, I believe, are questions and concerns all of us have to have, and we're gonna find out. We're gonna find out shortly, I'm sure, because I think Matica, I think George and Boris understand they have to deliver. So, we'll see. We will see what's going to happen here. I can tell you that, like, they seem to be determined. Those guys seem to be determined. George Brown seems like the right CFO to have, balancing the books and you know what I mean? Like, like, personally, he's a little bit of a, he's the type of guy, he watches his money, you know what I mean? Like, I've seen that just hang around, and which it's great to see that out of a CFO. I think these guys, I do believe that these guys can get it done. I think they're years into their career, their tenure, they're probably thinking about retirement. Why wouldn't you want to kill it in the cannabis space? You've come this far, why would you just half-ass it? It makes no sense. It's a fucking once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. So, yeah, I don't know too much else to what I can say about these guys right now. It's just, for someone that's been in the stock for probably over a year now, my investment's getting close to, probably not fully out of my position, but it's maturing. Yeah, and it's not because I'm going to be jumping around different stocks in the cannabis space. If I was going to do that, I'd probably do that a little bit later, not right now, potentially. But it's more because my mining play has more upside. Garibaldi had news last week that they've started basically their 2018 exploration program. We saw the stock move up. There's definitely some buying pressure. Like I said, I'm not convinced yet that we're going to, breach our next resistance level, which I'm not sure what it is. I think it would be in the low threes. Would be one or two of our next resistance levels. Not certain on that. There's probably a little bit of downside risk still, but man, I mean, this thing, they're ahead of the game. They're ahead of the game, and I'm really looking forward to in about 2 months from now when this mining space, especially up there in the Golden Triangle, is just absolutely going to go fucking nuts. It's going to be nuts. The energy that's going to be in our chat rooms and our main group when this thing starts to get some traction is just fucking intense, man. It's going to be amazing. Like I've said, the way that I sort of would relate for the mining people right now, specifically to Garibaldi, is kind of like the cannabis space in the summertime. It's just not really doing anything. It's at its lows. That's when a lot of people are buying and accumulating their positions. I mean, that's what I've been doing with GGI, and mentally, that's the state of mind that I keep myself in with it. I don't worry about the day to day so much as it going up or down. It's more like, can I move things around to accumulate? That's what I've done. So these are all the things I have written down. We've talked about everything that I have. Definitely a lot of more passion out of me tonight. I hope everyone had a fantastic family day long weekend. Yeah, let's